She got that bag, baby. 17 months. Got her a one-time payment of $500,000, and then she getting monthly payments of $20K plus. Oh.
Tyreek Hill, brother, listen to me, okay? Just listen to me. Go lock yourself in a room, sit in that motherfucking corner until the NFL season start. Just that's all I want you to do.
That boy Tyreek Hill got to pay $20 to $50K a month to his ex-wife for something called status quo support, which means he gave it a lifestyle, now he got to maintain it.
17 months. That's all it took. Tyreek Hill, the Miami Dolphins superstar known as the Cheetah for his blazing speed, is now trapped in the slowest, most painful race of his life. A divorce battle that's already drained more than $5 million from his fortune. Think about that. Less than 2 years of marriage, and his ex-wife has already walked away with a $500,000 check, a brand new $100,000 car, nearly $500,000 in legal fees, and the keys to their $5.5 million luxury condo, all while Tyreek is still on the hook for every single bill attached to it. But here's the kicker. This isn't even the final settlement. Nope. The judge has made it clear. This is just the warm-up, and the final price tag could be far higher. How did one of the NFL's fastest men get caught in one of its messiest divorces? Let's break it down. Tyreek Hill married Kita Vaccaro in late 2023. To the public, it looked like stability. A young superstar settling down, locking in his family, building his empire. But behind the Instagram smiles, things were falling apart fast. Just 17 months later, Vaccaro filed for divorce. And she did it the day after a police call was made to their Miami condo. Let that sink in. One day, one incident, and the marriage was over. From the outside, it seemed like love. On the inside, it was a countdown to disaster. This is where the numbers get brutal. Court filings revealed that Tyreek Hill is now required to hand over between $20,000 and $50,000 every single month in something the judge called status quo support. Translation? She gets to keep spending at the same luxury level she enjoyed during the marriage, even though the marriage is over. On top of that, earlier this year, Hill had to cut his ex a check for $500,000 up front, another $100,000 for a new luxury car, and a jaw-dropping $457,517 just to cover her lawyer's fees. Let's be real. Those lawyers won bigger than anyone else. And remember, this is after less than 2 years of marriage. If you thought the money was bad, wait until you hear about the property. Their Miami waterfront condo, worth an estimated $5.5 million, was handed over to Vaccaro for exclusive use. That means she lives there. She controls who comes in and out. And Tyreek Hill, he's stuck paying the mortgage, the insurance, the utilities, even the Wi-Fi bill. So while she's lounging in beachfront luxury, streaming Netflix on his dime, he's footing the entire bill from the outside looking in. She got the condo. He got the debt. But what flipped this marriage from shaky to finished? A single night. Police were called to their Miami apartment for what was reported as an assault in progress. No charges were filed, no crime was proven. But that didn't matter, because literally the next day, Kita Vaccaro filed for divorce.
Exclusive Dolphin star Tyreek Hill once again involved with police, this time after an argument with his mother-in-law. Local 10's Rush Lowe live now in Sunny Isles Beach with more on what we're learning today. Rush.
And this was a concerning call to Sunny Isles Beach police on Monday. Let me set this up, and this comes straight out of the police report. Tyreek Hill's mother-in-law was very concerned for her granddaughter. She told police that Tyreek was in an argument with her daughter, grabs the baby, and then starts walking towards the balcony.
Tyreek Hill's daughter, the subject is the husband on scene.
The call goes out. Police race to the Porsche Design building in Sunny Isles Beach on Monday.
Subject is Tyreek Hill.
The mother-in-law of Miami Dolphins star wide receiver Tyreek Hill calls the cops. The call goes out as an assault in progress.
Subject black male wearing a white tank top.
When police get there, they make contact with Hill, his wife Kita Hill, and their child.
I'm ready for it.
They also speak to Tyreek's mother-in-law, Alicia Vaccaro. Let's get right to the police report. Quote, Vaccaro stated that Tyreek is very aggressive and impulsive, and that he has anger issues, and she is afraid for her daughter. And when she saw Tyreek arguing and throwing her daughter's computer to the floor, and later grabbing her granddaughter and start walking with her in his arms towards the balcony of their 35th floor residence, she called the police.
Get out! Get out!
Hill has made headlines for off-the-field incidents. Remember last September when he was pulled over by Miami-Dade officers outside Hard Rock Stadium on game day? Those traffic citations were eventually dropped.
Straight out of the police report, Tyreek's wife tells cops that her arguments with Tyreek are becoming more frequent. When she told him he wasn't involved enough with the baby, she says he grabbed the baby, and she's now in the process of filing for divorce.
No charges in this case. Both parties stated that the argument never became physical, even though officers observed a light redness mark, bruise on the mother's left upper chest, and questioned her about it. She replied that it probably had happened without malice when he grabbed the baby from her. Officers observed that the baby was in good health and good physical condition.
Okay, now this is very important. So the concern here initially, and right out of the police report, it's 35 stories up. And the mother-in-law, was very concerned about Tyreek Hill with this baby apparently walking towards the balcony, and that's why cops were called. But also out of the police report, it says that Keita, his wife, did not want to write a statement about the incident. And Tyreek left the residence in the presence of the police.
You saw it. The timing is impossible to ignore. Police called one night. Divorce filed the very next morning. Some people are asking, was this the plan all along? Was she waiting for the perfect opportunity to make her exit, but not empty-handed? But what flipped this marriage from shaky to finished? A single night. Police were called to their Miami apartment for what was reported as an assault in progress. No charges were filed. No crime was proven. But that didn't matter, because literally the next day, Keita Vaccaro filed for divorce. And from there, things only got uglier. Court records show this divorce has already generated over 130 separate filings. They fought over cars, custody, credit cards, even her debit card access. At one point, Hill cut off her spending after she allegedly used his debit card to pay off her student loans and even transferred money to her mother. Think about that. Family members allegedly cashing in on the NFL star's wallet. Vaccaro's lawyers demanded over $1.1 million in legal fees. The judge called it excessive and still ordered Hill to pay nearly $500,000. She even tried to get back into his bank accounts after the separation. The judge finally shut that down, but the fact that she even asked shows just how deep this battle has gone. Now here's where things take an even darker turn, because this isn't Tyreek Hill's first brush with off-field drama. Back in 2014, he was kicked off Oklahoma State's football team after accusations involving his pregnant ex-fiancée. In 2019, child abuse allegations surfaced, though prosecutors dropped the case for lack of evidence. More recently, influencer Sophie Hall accused him of breaking her leg during a casual game. And on top of that, he's battling multiple paternity disputes, with women claiming he fathered their children. When you stack all of that on top of this divorce, it stops looking like bad luck. It starts looking like a pattern. And this is where the cautionary tale comes in. Because Tyreek Hill isn't the first athlete to lose millions in a breakup. Shannon Sharpe famously handed over more money in one settlement than he earned in his entire NFL career. Rapper Young Blue nearly lost his marriage when his wife threatened to take him to court after rumors of cheating. It's the same cycle. Young, famous, rich athletes leading with their wallets, lavishing gifts, trips, and money on women who weren't around before the fame. And when things blow up, as they usually do, the fallout is financial devastation. The truth is, when money becomes the relationship, love never stood a chance. And here's the scariest part for Tyreek Hill. Everything we've talked about so far, the $500,000 check, the $100,000 car, the legal fees, the condo, none of that is part of the final settlement. The judge has made it clear. This is just temporary support. The real settlement could still run into the millions. And remember, they have an 8-month-old daughter together. Hill has been ordered to keep health insurance not just for his child, but for Vaccaro herself. The obligations are piling up, and the finish line isn't even in sight. So, let's add it up. Less than 2 years of marriage. Over $5 million gone already. A luxury condo handed over. A mountain of legal fees. And the threat of an even bigger settlement still looming. Another brother down. Another athlete caught in the same trap. So what do you think? Was Tyreek Hill just unlucky in love? Or did he walk straight into a setup? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button if you made it this far, and subscribe for more breakdowns just like this. Because if athletes don't start learning from these stories, Tyreek Hill won't be the last.